objects were light and heavy. That's a type of measurement. You remember when we did that last week? We're going to learn about a different kind of measurement today. We're going to measure objects. Measuring means that you decide how long it is. So you're going to use you can use a ruler. I know Maggie was telling me the other day that your dad uses a tape measure, right? Those are all different ways that we can measure things. So we're going to learn. First, we're gonna measure later, but first we got to learn how to be experts on measuring, right? Because we don't know what measuring is yet, do we?
I do know. I do.
You do?
I know.
Okay, what is it?
Like you gotta see like how long it is. So like you can use a ruler, tape measure, or you can use like something like a tool, like count a tool,
Oh man.
and like do something like count how long the tool is, and then you can like use that to see how much like fit is or leather. Like you can use the leather to make something.
Yep. Maisie is really on to something. She really
Yeah.
is, because we're going to use
'Cause
other
I live on a
objects.
farm.
We're going to use other objects today to also measure. So we're not going to use rulers or tape measures today.
No.
We're going to use other stuff, and I'm going to show you guys how we can use them. But first, we're going to read this book, and it's called Super Sandcastle Saturday. And it's about these kids that go to the beach, and they entered a sandcastle competition. And they measured how tall their sandcastle was, they measured how long their wall was, how deep it is. So they used other objects. They didn't use a tape measure or a ruler to measure their objects, so we're going to learn how they use other objects to measure their
And then with
sandcastles.
the Watson,
You'll see. But who
like
All right.
it has to be rectangular.
You can measure all kinds of stuff. It was a hot and sunny Saturday, a super day for a sandcastle contest. Okay, everybody, shouted Larry the lifeguard. You need to finish building your castles before the tide comes in.
I can see.
Today I'm giving out prizes for the tallest tower, the deepest moat, and the longest wall. Ready? Go! Larry blew his whistle. So what are they going to measure?
The
We gotta raise our
sandcastle.
hand, Charlie.
The sandcastle and a wall and a moat.
So for the sandcastle, what are they measuring? They're measuring how
Long it is.
tall it is. And for the wall, what are they measuring? They're measuring this way for the wall. So that's measuring how long it is, right? And then for the moat, it goes down. You'll see a picture of it, but it goes down. So they're gonna measure how deep it is.
They can stick their hands down in. Like this.
Juan, Sarah, and Laura couldn't wait to get started. They filled their pails and got right to work. Sarah wanted to win the prize for the tallest tower. She started building up, up, up. But Juan's tower was getting tall too. I'll bet my tower is taller than yours, said Juan. Let's use our shovels to measure them. Great idea, agreed Sarah. So what are they going to use to measure their how tall it is? A shovel. They're not using a ruler, they're using a shovel. Do you think it's going to be a good tool to measure with?
No.
Think it'll work well?
No.
Find out.
A stick will too.
My tower is 3 shovels tall, said Sarah. Mine is only 2 shovels tall, said Juan sadly. What do y'all notice about how they use their shovels?
They stack.
Did they start in the middle of the sandcastle?
No.
Logan, where'd they start?
They start on the end.
On the end at the bottom, right? They started at the bottom. And are they measuring this way or are they measuring this way?
Up.
They're measuring up, right? Because they want to know how tall it is, not how long it is. Did they put them right on top of each other? Do you think they left any gaps in between them? No. So when we measure, it's really important that we line up our objects correctly. We can't leave gaps, just like when we walk in the hallway. We don't like to leave gaps in our line. We can't leave gaps in our measurements either, because then it won't be correct. Then Juan tried to dig the deepest moat. Nearby, Laura was digging a deep moat too. Let's see whose moat is deeper, said Laura. Our shovels are too big, so let's use our spoons to measure. So what are they using to measure this time? What's their tool? A spoon. Why couldn't they use the shovel?
Because
Oh,
they
raise your
already
hand.
used it.
Not because they didn't already used it. They still had their shovels, so if they wanted to, they could use their shovels to measure.
Because it was too big.
It was too big, so the moat's not very deep. The shovel would be way bigger than that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Juan shouted, "My moat is 2 spoons deep." Mine is a little more than 1 spoon deep, moaned Laura. So did they line up their objects correctly?
Yes.
Did they start at the bottom and go to the top?
Yes.
Did they leave any gaps in between these 2 spoons?
No.
"Hurry up, you guys," Larry called. "The tide's coming in fast." Laura called Sarah. Laura called Sarah. "I just finished my wall. Let's see whose is longest. It will be easy to measure if we use our feet." So what's their tool this time?
Feet.
So they've used their shovel, they've used the spoons, and they've used their feet. You guys can use your feet to measure stuff too.
I measured.
One time my dad did the hole, he put me in there and then he buried it. Then I moved my own.
They quickly walked heel to toe along their walls. 5 steps long, Laura shouted. All right, sorry, said Sarah. Mine is 7 steps long. I win." How did they walk? What does it say? It says they walked heel to toe. What does that mean?
Heel to toe means you go on your heel, then your toe.
So you don't leave any gaps in between your feet, right?
Yes.
Do you think it's going to be a good measurement?
Yeah.
You think it's accurate?
Yes.
Okay, we'll find out.
It goes through.
Larry blew his whistle again. "All right, everyone," he shouted. "Time to see who won." Larry measured and measured, and then he measured some more. So what's he using to measure? Does anyone know what that's called?
I know. Tape.
Allie?
A measuring tape.
A measuring tape. It's also called a tape measure. You can call it either way. So he's using that. So he's using a real tool to measure, but we're going to use other stuff too. "Juan has the tallest tower," announced Larry. "But why, Larry?" Sarah asked. My tower was 3 shovels high, and Juan's is only 2. "Your tower was more shovels high, Sarah," Larry explained, "but your shovel is shorter than Juan's." So why was their measurement not accurate the first time? When they measured with their shovels, what was wrong with it? Allie?
It was because her shovel was small and his shovel was big.
Let's go back and look.
Tall.
Because they lined it up correctly, didn't they? They lined it up, they started at the bottom, they went up to the top. They didn't leave any gaps in between, but it wasn't right because that shovel is so much smaller than this shovel. Alright. Now we gotta find out who has the deepest moat. "Laura has the deepest moat," said Larry. "Juan's moat measured more spoons deep than Laura's, but his spoon is shorter than Laura's." So what happened this time? Raise your hand and tell me what was wrong with the measurement this time, Gabe.
Them one is tiny and both one is big.
You're right. That's not right. We can't do that.
No.
We can't compare those two.
No.
And Laura has longer feet, but her 5-step wall still didn't beat Sarah's 7-step one, so Sarah has the longest wall. Did Larry use his tape measure right? We started over here because we're measuring how long it is, so we're not going up, we're going this way this time.
He did. So they all get 1 point.
Spoons and shovels and people's feet can all be different sizes, said Larry, but an inch is always an inch. So sometimes if you're not sure if what you're using to measure isn't the right size, sometimes the better option would be to use a ruler or a tape measure, because that's always right. But what we're going to do today, I made sure that I brought the right size objects, so you guys are going to practice, and y'all are going to use other stuff to measure too. First, we're going to practice.
I thought we were talking about some video.
Alright, so we have some cubes down here, and we're going to measure how tall this person is. Someone raise their hand to come measure how tall this person is. Charlie. Where are you going to start, Charlie?
At the bottom.
At the bottom. Are you going to go this way, or are you going to go up? We're measuring how tall it is. Okay, say 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
There you go. 4, 5.
There's a gap there.
Good job. So let's count them together. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 inches long.
So she is, we're not going to say inches because we're using cubes. So whatever you measure with is what you say. So we would say she is 5 cubes tall. Because we don't know how many inches the cubes are. We don't know that yet.
That would be 3, I think, right there.
Now I'm thinking about inches.
I think it'll be 2.
All right. Maisie, will you come and measure our friend in the red hat?
That tiny man. No, that's a 10.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
go ahead. That's fine.
Don't do that. Oh my gosh. 1,
2,
All right, so let's count together. 1, 2,
2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, make sure you're watching.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's only one more. One more. There'll be 4.
4. I said it first.
Done. One more.
4.
Wait. Oh yeah, that's.
Maisie's got to make a good point for us. So sometimes when we measure with other objects, watch out, Maisie, so they can see, please. But sometimes when we measure with other objects, it doesn't exactly line up. So we had a little bit more room that we could use with the blocks, but we couldn't put a whole nother cube up there because it would be way over. So we have 4 cubes.
It'll be right there.
So when you're measuring today,
Don't think about inches.
you're going to do just like this. So if you can't fit, if you don't have room to add another object on there, then you're just going to leave it like that, okay? All right. Who wants to come measure our flower, Liam?
It's more. Tree might be 50. No. It might be 100. 2. No, 2. Just 2. It might be maybe 10.
2. So we have 2 cubes.
10 for the tree. That's funny. 10 cubes for the tree.
All right. I want you to look at our tree. Think about it in your mind. Don't say anything out loud yet. Think about it. Look at it. In your head, I want you to think about how many cubes do you think the tree is? So she was 5. He was 4. Our flower was 2. How many do you think the tree is going to be?
I don't know, but I'm not going to.
JC?
8.
You think it's going to be 8? Okay. Amelia?
7.
7. Jacob?
8.
You think it's going to be 8 too? Anybody else have another guess that hasn't been shared yet?
8.
Adeline?
10.
You think it's going to be 10. All right. Let's see who's sitting quietly. Mac, will you come measure our tree?
Well, I think it's 14. I think it's
9.
All right, listen. Ready? 1, 'Finish in a second. Do y'all still think that your prediction's the same, or do you want to change it? So we're about halfway there, and we have 4 cubes.
Keep going, keep going.
All right, Matt, go ahead.
I don't think it's going to be 8. I did not follow.
Move it down a little bit, Mac.
That's fine. There's a gap.
Right here.
There's a gap.
There you go. It's kind of hard to do it on the board correctly, but
No.
well, let's see. might put on here.
I think it's not.
He turned the cube.
I think it's not. It's turning it. I think
Oh.
it's not.
It's okay.
Wrecking ball. I think it's not.
We'll just pretend it's on there like it's supposed to be. Just like that. Oh, I know. Alright. So we have, let's count them together. Ready? 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So this,
11, 12, 13, 14.
our cube goes to about right there.
88.
89.
87.
Charlie.
$1,000.
Class.
A zillion.
I think
So Matt got us up to 9 cubes, and that's where it falls. Is 9 too many?
No. Yes. No.
Yes. 9 is too many because it's above the tree, right? So we're going to say that it is 8 cubes, about 8 cubes.
Yes.
All right, so we talked about, oh, we're not going to be able to do the fun part, and that's really sad. Y'all are wasting your time that you're going to get to do having fun and working with other people in your class. We just won't do it. Charlie. So we talked about leaving gaps. We talked about leaving gaps in between our cubes, but also when we're measuring, we don't want to overlap them. So we can't put them like this, because that's not right. That's gaps. But we also can't overlap them like that, because that's not right either, is that? All right. So now we're gonna look at our worksheet that we're gonna do. I'm going to call our friends that are sitting quietly, and they're going to be able to go and explore our different measurement tools. And the people that are talking might only get to use a couple. No, they only get to use one. They might not even get to measure everything. Miss Taller, how do I put it on the camera?
Look out.
Alright, so I have some November pictures printed out that we're going to measure. So this is our first one. We have a pilgrim hat. You say pilgrim hat?
Pilgrim hat.
We have an ear of corn.
It's not real.
A pumpkin. What about this one? Does anyone know what this is? We haven't learned this yet. A pilgrim. Good job. And this is what we talked about yesterday. It's kind of hard to tell what it is. But you can tell by the way it's going like this. What do you think it is, Charlie?
Veteran.
A veteran. You're right. So we're going to measure all of those today. And we're going to use different materials to measure them with. So I brought us some tools that we get to use. So we have, these are your options that you get to choose from to measure. So we have these counting links that you can use. We have these little tiles. We have dominoes. What's this one? We know this one.
Penny.
What about this one?
A nickel.
We have some cubes. And another size tile. So these are a little bit different. So they're going to measure differently, right?
That's a tile. That's a square.
All right.
Square.
Allie, can you tell me, whenever I say class, class, how are y'all supposed to respond? Yes. Because Landon and JC weren't here for my last lessons. They don't know that yet. So let's practice it. Ready? Class, class.
Yes.
What are you supposed to do when you say yes, yes? Are you supposed to go back to work and keep talking?
No.
What are you supposed to do? Someone raise their hand and tell me what you're supposed to do. Maisie?
Stop.
Stop. And there's 2 other things we have to do. It's part of our rules that we do every day. So we stop.
Look and listen. Stop,
Preston?
look, and listen.
Stop. Look and listen.
So if I say, let's practice it one more time. Class, class.
Yes.
Did everybody stop, look, and listen?
Yes.
All right. So you guys are going to pick a tool that you want to measure with, and everyone's going to get a sheet that looks like this. And these have popcorn words on it, so y'all should be able to read it with me. Ready? So the pilgrim is, and right here you're gonna write your number. So if I measure the pilgrim and I find that he is 5 cubes long, I'm gonna say the pilgrim is, and I'm gonna write a 5 right here, and then cubes. And y'all have been practicing sounding out your words, so y'all should be able to do it. As long as you know what it says, that's all that matters, okay? So you gotta sound it out. So you're gonna go through and you're gonna measure all of our pictures, and you're gonna record how many each one is tall. And remember, like we said before, are we measuring this way, or are we measuring this way?
That way.
We're gonna measure how tall it is.
Yeah.
All right. We're also going to be working with a partner today. And last time we worked with partners, y'all did a really good job. Can someone remind?
Yes.
Ooh.
I hope we use Allie again.
Can someone remind me how to be a good partner so that we can make sure we work together really well, Gabe?
I'm gonna be with Dylan again. What together?
You work together. You're right. Adeline, how can you be a good partner? I'll come back to you. Let's see. Logan, how can you be a good partner?
Be nice to each other.
We have to be nice to each other. We can't work together and be mean to each other, can we? That doesn't go together. That doesn't work out well. All right, JC, how can you be a good partner?
When you don't have to do stuff, just ask your partner.
Exactly, that's what they're there for. So if you don't know how to do something, maybe your partner does, and you can ask them, and you can help each other. And
Like, I don't know how to spell 5. Look up there.
So your partner might be able to help you.
I-V.
All right, I'm looking for people that are sitting quietly so I can call them and their partner up, and they get to pick out their measurement tool first. Let's see. Dylan and Pearson, come grab a tool. You get to pick one that you want to use. Just pick one. You might have time. If y'all work hard and use your time wisely, you might be able to trade it out for a different one. Y'all are going to use one together, so y'all got to decide on one together. Amelia and Jacob. Here you go, Dylan. These are y'all's.
Yeah, Amelia and them were on the left hand.
Amelia, did you talk to your partner to decide what y'all wanted to take? That's another thing, like we just talked about, working together, you gotta talk to each other.
And we share stuff with them. We share stuff with them.
Preston and Charlie, come pick out your tool. Talk to each other. What do you want to use?
You like donuts?
Landon and Logan.
Let's get them.
You can only pick one, Charlie, for now. Maggie, Gabe, and JC, all 3 of them are sitting really quietly. Do you want to use this?
Yeah, I'm gonna get
You 3 are going to work together. We have a group of 3 because we don't have an even number. You're going to take one of these right here and one of these.
Okay.
Get to work. All right, Liam and Maisie.
We're best friends.
You're wherever. Gabe and Maggie, they're already went over there. Go ahead and pick out your tool. This is going to be yours for y'all to work on. Allie and Matt.
This one. Let's just take these. Yeah.
And Adeline and Cole.
Let's go.
Only one, Matt. Only one. Are y'all going to take the dominoes or the cubes?
Oh, we're taking these, right?
This is
These? Yeah.
Here you go.
You have to choose one. You have nickels to measure with.
It goes up.
Squares are pretty good objects to measure with.
And I'm doing this to measure.
Oh, we're not putting them together. We gotta measure like we did on the board. So how are we gonna measure these using the tiles that you have?
Hey, look what he made. This can work. Hey, and I'm done.
JC, could you try and 5, what are these? You can say 5 squares. You can just draw a square if you want to.
That looks like a J. Like mine is.
What's your chance to measure with? What's your tool? Your penny and use a penny?
Pumpkin!
Do you think it's going to take a lot of pennies to measure that?
No,
Or a little bit? Okay, you can put them on top of the picture if you want to.
They're longer. This is how you spell 5.
Measure this. What are y'all measuring with? Alright, well y'all need to decide on one because we only have, you're working together to fill this sheet out. And these will measure differently. See what the difference is? That wouldn't be the same number, would it? So y'all gotta decide on one. You can either use the pennies or those.
Let's use these. I know how.
If y'all have time, you can do both and compare what you get.
Let's do both. It's hard.
But start out with one for now, okay?
It's this long, this long. Let's do this one.
I already got it.
I'll picture Punky. Punky is my friend. How big is that turkey? I need some
What are y'all using?
cubes. I know it is.
So how many more was the veteran in the
The veteran was 5.
The veteran was that?
Because the veteran was 5. I'm going to use
I made that up. I didn't measure. Did you see me measure up there? Did you actually measure this? The pilgrim? Let's see. I just made up a number. Oh, do we have a number? Let's try. See what we find. You can do it.
The leaf is 7.
I want you to do it.
No.
Whoa. This leaf is 7.
Here, so you measure it.
I'm measuring the pumpkin.
Look at this.
5.
Come on, 7. This is 7.
Now let's count. Let's count. You can count. No. Pumpkin. Now we take it off. What do we do? Take it off.
That's a lot.
I do my job and Preston does his. Yep, teamwork. So it gets done fast. Have you done this, guys?
Me and Dylan work together.
I'll get
How many questions is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's that one thing that how many questions have to make that?
You're not measuring the
You do the turkey and one without you.
You haven't drawn this one and this. You haven't drawn this and this.
Now it's knocked off.
As long as you know what it says on the it's not inches long, but you know so it's 5 leagues long.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.
Well, we can learn that another day. The number 5 or like the word 5? This is 3 links. So the function is 3 links tall. So it's a match. Every single one of these lines because you're using links.
No, put it on the man. I know how to measure every one of these. Me too.
Yeah, y'all can do 2 at one time.
It is 5 inches.
This is kind of confusing. Remember how I said start at the bottom of the corn? So this is the bottom of the corn.
I'm gonna go sideways.
You can, but we're measuring how tall it is, so it wouldn't be the correct measurement. Because we want to know how tall it is, not how wide it is. Okay. Let's see, did we start at the bottom of the corn?
Yeah, maybe it's 3
At the bottom of the corn or the bottom of the paper?
Maybe. Alrighty.
Maybe it's What did you find, Landon?
It's alright.
3 inches or 3 links?
3 links. You just need help. Right, Liam? Yep.
I think the corn might be the same size too, isn't it?
Liam, that's yours. How do you write number 5?
Number 5 right here.
My pencil? Oh. There we go. 3 links. We did it all. We did it all.
You only have a couple more minutes, but y'all can trade them out and try it out.
How's that?
This will be
It's not. And then I'll do the hat. Hey, I already did the hat. Yes, you did. Never mind.
Gotta tell Macy.
Another sip.
Okay, let's try. That's go there. Right up free, right up free. Right up free. Okay, fine.
done, right? We have a couple more minutes. You can trade it out and see if you want to try another tool if you want to. Not right now. We have a couple more minutes.
Mr. Redford's name. No, this is for your name right here.
Well, his name is Doc.
And make it
Your name, Mr. Sutherland's name.
here.
I'm going to tell you in 1 second.
Dr.
Oh, you're right. Nugget. Yay! I'm writing the word name. So that's where I'll write your name. You like my towel? I mean, what do you need that? Oh. This minute. I just got baptized. I got baptized.
can keep measuring if you haven't finished already, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you what we're going to do next for my friends that are already finished. So everyone's going to get a piece of paper, and you're going to draw one of the things that you measured. So, so if I wanted to draw, I'm going to draw the pilgrim on my piece of paper in my little box. And then they found that the pilgrim,
It's actually 8.
they found that the pilgrim is 7 squares or cubes, whatever you want to call them, long. So they would draw a pilgrim and then 7 squares beside their pilgrim. So you're going to draw what you measured. So you and your partner are going to pick one thing to draw, and you're going to draw it. And then, after you draw, you and your partner are going to decide which one is shorter and which one is taller. So Preston might draw the corn, and Charlie might draw the pilgrim. And then they're going to decide which one's shorter and which one is taller. All right, got it? Any questions? You understand what you're supposed to be doing, Preston? Yeah, you can do. I was just using an example. You can choose whatever one you want. All right, get back to work.
I'm gonna make.
It's not gonna fit on there, Charlie. You can make your own veteran. You're just showing what you measured. Do a couple more. Okay.
I'm making a jack-o'-lantern.
Just ignore that part. It got messed up. It was supposed to be where you put your name, but then it got chopped off.
Look at my guy. He's so long.
Look how happy my jack-o'-lantern is. You can make a jack-o'-lantern or a pumpkin, it doesn't matter.
That says tall. Mine's to do. Still do anything?
It looks like he's doing the dab.
What's the right with? Whatever pencil he has, what's the right with? Alright, good job. Now you gotta draw the cubes beside it.
It looks like he's doing
I made a jack-o'-lantern.
Extra measurements. Okay. You gotta get on towards it. Alright, Adeline, Nicole, that's good. Y'all can go ahead and start doing the drawing, okay?
I know.
Pick which one you want to draw.
Hey, Preston, what kind of name is that? What does it say? It starts with a J. What does that say? Mine says James. Have you
Y'all go ahead and start on your drawing, okay? Did you listen to the directions? Oh, okay. What are you supposed to do with this paper?
And mine, I know.
It looks like he's dabbing.
I just don't want to.
Good job, guys. Make sure y'all draw your measurement tools beside it, though, okay? Where? How many is that? What are you drawing? What is this? The veteran? Okay, now you gotta draw your cubes beside it. So you said the veteran is 11 cubes tall. So you have to draw 11 cubes. A while ago. So what did you draw? You drew your veteran? You said the veteran's how tall? 8. So you need to draw 8 squares beside it, just like you measured.
We said the veteran's 9.
It's okay. Sometimes it's a little off. Remember how you showed on the board?
That's gonna be ball-headed.
What did you draw? The veteran, right? And you found as you said.
You're right.
I'm a ball veteran.
See, mine's ball-headed.
How tall did you say he was? So Maggie, you're right. Okay, what are you drawing? Okay. Okay, so how tall is the hat? What'd you find about it? One tile. Remember, we're not saying inches, we're saying tiles. So you're just going to draw one tile beside it. That's not what that looks like. What's the tile look like? That looks like a square.
Hey, let me put.
Alright, you'll have a couple more minutes to finish up your picture.
I'm already done.
Okay, did you and Preston decide whose was shorter and whose was taller?
Let me.
Let's see.
I think mine's tallest.
How many is yours?
8.
You drew 8?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I'm trying to erase with it. I'm
It
trying
looks
to
like a
erase.
dance floor.
Alright, Preston, how tall is yours? What'd you draw?
It looks like Pac-Man.
How tall is yours? Dylan, how many are you drawing right now?
No, you have to erase that.
I'll let you
because
finish.
this is the one thing you need. Nuggets? Hey, watch this. Preston, watch it.
I'm holding the camera. You gotta tell me. How about you?
Watch this, Preston.
You don't tell the truth. Then I will gobble you up.
Alright, so how many cubes did you draw?
How many? My name is Pac-Man and tell me.
I'm sorry if this didn't make sense, but what we're supposed to be doing is we're drawing whatever was on the sheet that y'all found. So you're sheet 9. Tall. But it's okay, you can just leave it. But Pearson said hers is 6. So whose is shorter? Pearson, so you're going to circle shorter. And then Dylan, what does that leave yours to be? He's taller, right? So you can circle tall.
Okay, let's get them out. Yeah. That's where that.
These are dolls.
Dylan, what did you and Jacob find?
got money. I got money. I got money.
He has 5 and I have 5.
So could you circle shorter or taller? No, because they're the same, right?
Yeah.
So you can just say that they're the same.
I got money. I got money. I got money. I got money. I need some money. I need to give me some money.
Logan, what are you drawing? The what? The pilgrim? Alright, keep drawing. You're going to run out of time, bud. We're almost done.
3 legs, draw 3 legs beside it.
I need to use my legs.
Alright, just leave your stuff where it is. Bring the piece of paper that you recorded your measurements on. One of your partners needs to have it. And go sit in your spot on the carpet, please.
I just had it fall sideways. I got
You just need to take this and
I like the way that Logan is sitting quietly and facing the front. I like the way that Mac is sitting quietly and facing the front. Pearson. That's your warning before you flip your card. Just more. I don't know how to get it on the. I tried, but it's alright with it. Okay. Why don't you one on this? Thank you.
This is mine right here. It says, and that's
Alright. So we're going to do the pilgrim first. Raise your hand, and you're going to share what you and your partner found about your pilgrim. Landon. Logan, what did you and your partner find about the pilgrim? How tall was he?
it was 5 wings.
5 links, right? So we found it was 5. Oh. Five links tall. Who else used a different tool to measure the pilgrim? Amelia.
I for 10.
10, what did you use to measure?
Cubes.
10 cubes. tool. Allie, what did y'all use?
Dominoes.
Use dominoes. How tall was your pilgrim? If you don't remember, you can ask your partner to share.
I think it was
Matt, how tall was your pilgrim?
about this big.
You
Like
measured it. You don't need to use your hands because you measured it.
Four.
4 dominoes.
This is my chart of what I want to buy.
Yeah.
Or what I
I
need.
have a list.
Alright, so what's the difference between the tools that we use?
pilgrims.
Pearson. What's the difference between the tools that we use? Why are they all different numbers? Cole? Preston, go in the green book, please. Charlie, go in the blue book. Cole? Yeah. What's the difference between the tools that we use? Why are the numbers not the same? We're measuring the same object, weren't we? But why did it not work? Why are they not all the same?
They were different objects.
They were different objects, but they were different, but how were they different?
Because they were different things. And they were different sizes.
Different size. Alright, so let's see. Oh, I forgot. The turkey. Who wants to share how tall the turkey was with their measurement? Maisie?
Ours was 3 lengths.
3 links.
Yes, it says on our paper. It says on my paper it was 3 lengths.
On mine it
Mine
says
is
5.
3 lengths. Mine's 5.
Mine is 5 too.
Mine's
Class,
5.
class.
Yes.
Alright. Who else wants to share how tall their turkey was? Adeline?
It was 8 lengths long.
But y'all used pennies, didn't you? You used pennies, so it's 8 pennies. 8 pennies tall. Alright, one more. Who wants to share? Charlie?
Ours was 5 dominoes. Mine was 5 dominoes.
What did y'all use, Charlie? You didn't use links.
3.
Remember what you used?
Yeah,
Use the square tiles. Alright, so what's different about these numbers? Allie? Landon, go on the P, please. The P. They're larger. So if our measurement tool, so we have a domino, or we didn't use a domino, we used one of these, and we used a link and a penny. If the object is smaller that we're measuring with, is it going to be more or is it going to be less? It's going to be more, right? So the penny is small, so it takes a lot more pennies to measure our turkey in comparison to the link, right? All right. Now we're going to make some sentences with our stuff. So all you gotta do is drag one of these up there. We're gonna make a sentence. So the sentence says, the blank is shorter than the blank. So something on your paper is shorter than something else. So we're gonna start with one first. Who wants to come up and pull our first one up? Maisie, what do you want to choose to put in our first blank? Cat. And it's actually,
I didn't do it.
okay, well if you didn't do it, then you don't know what it's shorter than. The turkey? Okay. Sorry, it's not gonna let us pull it, so we're just gonna draw. So just draw an arrow up here, ready? You can use this. Just draw an arrow up to that blank. That's good, thank you. And what goes up first blank? What did you say it was? Yep, but the blank is shorter than the turkey. So what's shorter than the turkey? The hat. So you can pull that one up there. You know that it's shorter.
Let's just fun coloring. Let's just keep coloring. Yeah.
So what do we know by this sentence? Logan, what did we learn? Please sit down.
Charlie.
So the hat is shorter than the turkey. What's something that we can say about how tall it is? We want to find something. Who wants to pick our object first? Let's see. Allie, what's our first object? Alright, so Allie picked the pilgrim. So the pilgrim is taller than what? Logan?
I got a book.
Good job. Does everyone agree with that? That the pilgrim is taller than the pumpkin? If you look at your paper? Alright, let's do one more. Thank you, Logan. Alright, let's pick another object. Who wants to pick our object? Cole? Draw one up to the first line. Pick whatever you want.
Jacob.
Alright, so Cole picked the veteran. So the veteran is taller than what? Maggie. Can you come pick one? So this is what our student says. It says the veteran is taller than the corn. Does everyone agree with that? What else can we put in the second blank? What else is shorter than that? JC? The veteran is taller than the corn and a couple of other things too. We can add one more on there. And draw it up there. Just draw an arrow. Keep going. Up here. Is that true?
Yes.
Yep. The veteran's taller than the pilgrim and the corn. Good job, JC. All right. Thank you guys. Y'all did a great job measuring. We'll keep practicing. Have fun.